All right, we are good. Camera angle. I'm trying to get that perfect. I have a headset thing. Okay, so yeah, this video is kind of like how to break tough time barriers on like 5x5. This is for reduction. So I would definitely say you can get sub 110 using these tips, and I hope to get sub 1 using these tips soon. So yeah. So first thing you want to do when it comes to 5x5 in general is you want to be color neutral centers. You really need to. It's in my opinion, it's a must, and you can't really go without it unless you're doing like Yao 5. In that case, just go for the two opposite centers you normally do. But this video is not on Yao 5; it's on reduction. There were a few center cases that I'm not going to go over center cases because at this point there are several videos on the internet about center cases. I think Kevin has a few up. Felix may have some up on, I think Felix does on cubeskills.com. Those are pretty useful. But yeah, I'm not going to go over center cases. I'll be using them, and if I come across one that is useful, and I will definitely, like the T case, for example, I'll definitely go over it. But if it's not relevant, then I'm not going to go over it. So yeah, at the end of this video, I'll be doing a 5x5 walkthrough solve. So you can either fast forward to the end if you don't care about my 5x5 tips and just care about the walkthrough solve, or you can watch the whole thing. I hope you watch the whole thing. So, because these tips are decently useful, at least in my opinion, and I hope other people think that they are useful too. So yeah, let's get on to it. So the center I'm going to go with is, I could go with green, but white seems to have more options and kind of more of a free-flowing way of building things. So yeah, first thing I do here is I do like an F2. So an F2, bring this up, put this back down. That's a center case. That's a relevant center case. So right here, I would see if you get something like this, it's kind of like one of those weird Tetris blocks, I don't know, and matched up with a center edge piece. This is a center corner piece, this is a center edge piece. Move it out of the way and put it back down. And then I would like to move this up, bring that up like that, and now you have a half bar. So next thing you want to, so before I continue, actually, something I forgot to mention, during inspection, you should always be able to make you should always have a half bar of your center planned out, if not your full center. Yeah, it's like in 4x4, you want to have like one full center planned out and like half of the other. In inspection, kind of the same thing here, but you want to have two full bars planned out, two 3x1s. There it is. Have two 3x1s planned out during inspection, and if you can get the full center, do it. All right, so next I would go down like this, right here, match up that, go to the side like that. Okay, now what I'd like to do here, I don't like this case at all per center, but you can't really pick and choose what you like when it comes to cubing cases, so I would just build this bar. It's highly inefficient, but that's what I would do, unfortunately. So once you have that bar built, bring it up like that, and while you're doing that, look for the other two pieces that could match up to make this bar. In this case, just do an L2 here and bring this down. And then I do an L2 right here, bring this to the side, do another L2 and bring it back. That way you don't have to do any rotation. Off the bat, so when it comes to last four centers, I recommend looking for, see these top three, these three centers. Don't look at the last one, because that one's hard for you. That kind of takes an extra amount of time just to take that little glance. Sometimes the glance is worth it, but in my opinion, most of the time it's not. Definitely look for which one to do. So if this one's better, switch up here and start building it. If this one's better, which obviously is better than these, switch to right here. So I'm obviously going to go for green because it has a lot of nice cases. I'm gonna bring this down, match that up. I'm gonna bring this one down right here, match that up. And then right here, I'm gonna match up these two. So this and this. Do a U2, bring these two down, move that out of the way, put that back down, then do an R2. So once that's done, I know that I can set up for a T case right here. So, well, you could do two things here. You could do something like this, like that, and that builds that, but I didn't know that. So yeah. So what you could do here, and this is what I would do. So I do a U2 up, U2 down, and use a T case. So match that center up like that, like that. Now what I would do is I do a U2, something like that, to make half a center bar, because I can. See, now normally a lot of people wouldn't do this, but the reason I'm doing it is because I have half this bar, and I can get half of this bar no problem. And now I have a full bar right here. But I still have one orange bar, and you're like, why are you moving on to last two centers when you still have one orange bar left? Well, I'm doing that because I can make a better half center right here. So I'm going to move this out of the way, and I'm going to bring this up. So right here, I would move this out of the way, pull it to the side, then put this right here, move that to the side, right there, and then I do an R2. And now I have an easy last two center case, which is soon. Before actually, I'm just going to mix up these last two centers, because I kind of want to go a little bit more in depth on last two centers and how to basically get good at doing last two centers. I really don't know how to get a bad case. I want to get a bad case. Like the one time I want to get a bad case. Like, okay, something like this. This is pretty common. First thing you want to do with any last two center case when it comes to 4 through 7 in general, when it comes to last two centers, you always want to build a, you want to have 2 3x1 blocks. So in this case, this is super easy. Just bring this down, bring it back up, and then you have an easy case to go over. This case is pretty easy. Bring this up, that, and then like that. So yeah, first thing I see in edges is this little block, and by complete and utter luck, I have this block right here. So it's the red blue piece. I'm gonna move that to the side, and I notice that piece, and I notice these two pieces. So I'll move this to the side again, and I already know this piece and this piece. So I'm gonna do the flip, and I'm gonna abort. Sometimes I don't abort. I don't usually abort when it comes to edges, but I'm gonna do it this time because I see this better case, and I'm gonna use it. And by dumb luck, this comes right here, and you want to match that up and bring it down. So now, so while you're doing this, look for probably look for either yellow, green, blue, white, or green, orange pieces. Right here, I would bring it down. I'm looking. I see this piece and I see this piece. So what I would do in this scenario is I do a DW2, flip alg, and a DW. I think that's just a regular DW, yeah. And then I'd kind of regrip, do something like that, or yeah, that's how I usually do it. I don't know how to do that faster. Like, it's like, I don't like that, but whatever. So yeah, so let me, with what now? Okay, so first thing, so obviously I'm right here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit off track, but I'm trying to get back on track. So do the little rotation thing. First thing I see is this piece, so this little block right here, and I see these 3 pieces. I'm bookmarking the green, white pieces in my mind, and I see this piece right here. And then I see this piece and this piece can be matched up. And I see this piece, and this piece. So I'm bookmarking those in my mind. Insert, I do a flip, slice, flip thing. And then, you know, I did the middle slice. I did something like that. So now the first thing you want to do is, like, say your centers are like all realigned and stuff, and they're not like, say your centers are all in mix and they're not realigned. Realign them as quick as possible. And then put this back, that kind of like insert it into the top like that. So take these 2 pieces like that and make sure they get on the top. I find this really efficient when it comes to like cycles. So yes, something like this. Let's see, what would I do in this situation? So I'm going to use a middle flip. Then I'm going to go down like this without... No, actually, sorry. I would do that. And I do something like that. And now you have one edge built. Wherever the edge is, it's somewhere. I'm actually going to do something different. I like this. So I'm going to do a flip, slice, flip. No, that was totally wrong, but whatever. I did it right. I just said it wrong. And I get this last two edge case, in which, what would I do in this scenario? I'd do something like that. And I think this is like a bound parity case, but I don't know this last two edge case, so yeah, it's a bound parity case. So what I'm gonna do, instead of doing a slice, flip, slice parity, I'm gonna do that back. I'm just gonna flip this and do a last two edge case I know, which is this alg. I'm not gonna do anything there, but it like swaps these two. So after that's done, actually, let me go back to that. While you're doing an last two edge alg, track your cross pieces. So for me, I'm tracking all the white pieces. I see this is already in play. So I'm going to do something like this. Kind of already have my cross done. And then I like this piece, and I know I can do a back insert and kind of do like a thing right there. And then do a rotation and that, and then get a really crappy OLL because I didn't flip and get a PLL skip because I never get that during I never get that during 5x5 solves. All right, so yeah, now I'm gonna do a walkthrough solve. I'm gonna do the scramble, so I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna scramble. Oh yeah, by the way, one thing that I completely blanked out on while I was doing edges is I forgot to mention a video. Now, and forgot to explain my thought process during edges. So first, I'm going to explain my thought process during edges. So what I do is I basically just glance around the cube and I am mentally bookmarking pieces in my mind, and tracking probably 5 or 6 pieces at a time, mentally bookmarking them so I know where everything is. That's what I'm doing during edges, if you want to know my thought process. If you look up a video, I'm not going to leave a link in the description, but it'll be the first thing if you look it up. It'll be the first thing that comes up. Look up Felix Zemdeg's thought process during big cube edges. Really good video and helped my edges a lot. And Kevin's Tuesday tips are also very helpful when it comes to edges. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is scout my centers, and I already know what center I'm going to do. And I'm going to do this in a different way. So I'm going to do this, bring it down, bring it up like that. I'm going to move this piece to the side, track my other piece. So right here, I'm going to do something like that. And then match up these two corner edge pieces and that. So after that's done, I see this edge piece, center edge piece. And I'm going to build a half center pretty quickly. I just messed up that. I don't know why I did that. Half center on top. And then not do any rotations. So first center I'm going to do, obviously I see green is very good. So first thing, well, I know that the fact that I get the T case pretty quickly. So I start off with this. So I'm going to bring this edge up and then I get the T case like that. So, and then I see this piece and I see this piece. So I'm just going to bring that piece right here. Do an L2, bring that down. So right here, I'm just going to do one thing. This is one option that I think is the best. Do a U2, bring this down, put it right there, bring it back up, move it to the side like that. Actually, no. I move to the side. Instead of moving it right here, because that's going to keep my edge if I insert. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it like that. I'm going to insert like this, so the edges are out. Next, I'm going to put this right here. I'm going to move this to do an F. I think that's an F, yeah. I'm going to do a U prime and match up these pieces. And then I could do, what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to that, do you two back down, and that's done. Right here, I like to go for that piece, and then you could easily get a Soon by matching up these two. And then, yep, easy last two centers. Alright, so first thing I noticed was this piece and this piece, and I saw that piece, but I probably wouldn't have seen that if I wouldn't have taken as much time, but I would have saw it while I was pairing up those edges. So next thing I'm going to look for is the yellow and red piece. I'm looking for it feverishly. Don't see it, gonna go down here. I see this piece, I see the piece, and then I'm looking for the white and blue piece, which I see one right here. And then I see the other one right here. And I see these two, so I'm definitely going to match that up. Just like slice, get that there. And I see this piece. So now that we have that, this is where it just starts to get really easy. You get this right here. And I noticed this piece while I was pairing up the other one, but I also see this. So I'm going to abort, which I don't usually do. And then I'm going to do another UW2. UW, I don't know what that was, but we keep going. I see this piece, and then I put it right here, like that. It's like slice, flip, slice. Insert. Get this piece in there like that, and then I do a flip alg, and then put that there. I'm gonna do cycles for my edges. So what would I do here? So first thing I would do in this scenario is I'm gonna do something like this. I'm bringing that there. I'm gonna do a down flip, so it's gonna create that. And then, what do I like to do next? I'll probably bring this piece down like that, and then I'll bring this down like that. Actually, no, scratch that. Bring it down like that. So now you have this, and then I just do that one case. So yeah, this is actually a really useful case. Before I continue, if you get double parity like this, don't you parity twice. I'm not going to do that because that's really painful in my fingers. I hate parity. Everybody does. Just do a middle flip, middle slice, flip, slice back, and that solves for both parities, and it's pretty efficient. Obviously, I just locked up a ton there, but like that. While I'm doing that, actually, let me show you my thought process while I'm doing that. I'm tracking my cross pieces, which right here, I'm going to get that. I'm going to move this down, do a D2, move this right here, move it to the side, do that. And it's really inefficient cross, but it's something. So I could do two things here, but I'm going to go for my... I'm not really going to go into too much 3x3 stage, because 3x3 stage is pretty... I'm not doing a 3x3 walkthrough solves, I'm doing 5x5 walkthrough solves. OLL, and then PLL. Yep, cool. For G-perms, I recommend using the RD, the RD perms. I forgot how to do this one, crap. I don't know. Sometimes I just know one of them, but eventually, if you know one, you can pretty much learn all the G-perms, no problem. All you have to do is learn 2 G-perms and learn how to reverse them to do the other G-perms. So just learn the RD G-perms. I don't have a link to those either, but I'll try getting them sometime. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope it helped, and see you next time.